we're ready to go down to Tim Myers
Ooh.
versus Andrew Jabs.
Then Jabble Dabble. Let's go. Okay, so we have Tim Myers and Andrew Jabs. Andrew, who has just been a little assassin throughout this weekend, just knocking people out left and right. And also, again, his partner went on the tour of the capital with me. We see steam vents into a plains. I did see Andrew. He said his deck is completely busted and just totally insane. I got to chat with him outside. Didn't get any details though. I think we're gonna pull up the list a little bit and look him over. But we have a 3-2.
Tenacious.
Ooh.
This looks like we have a tenacious underdog, but it's not going to get the chance. Its tenacity can be stopped. It can be stopped with a Path to Exile, turn 1 out of Tim Myers during Andrew's turn. And, you know,
Interesting.
it's one of those that you're ramping a little bit, but maybe Tim is more familiar with what Andrew is doing with his deck because, well, giving someone an extra land on turn 2 is risky. There's a lot of risk in that play.
Ooh.
But we have a Lightning Greaves, a card that J-Bro was talking about.
Oh my! This is fantastic.
To be suited up with a number of creatures like Adeline before. Now, Tim doesn't have Adeline, but might have something else that could be very dangerous for Andrew, going to negate all of that future removal.
Unfortunately, does not have Burmaz as well, but I'm sure we got something spicy. If we see the Greaves, there's going to be something to suit up. It is an aggressive Path to Exile. I mean, an additional land turn 2 is so much different than an additional land turn 7. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a much larger percentage of your lands that have increased.
that is true. Oh, wow. Now, what if those 2 cards were combined?
That's right.
What if there was Lightning Greaves and
Thief of Sanity, which is what we see on turn 3 out of Andrew Jabs. Not utilizing the 4th land just yet, but does allow Andrew to play a Flooded Strand and maybe hold it up for something useful. And now we have an equipment on an equipment. Can you believe it?
God. And Magic these days.
Lion Sash going to pick up this Lightning Greaves.
And importantly, no land drop. That is huge. All right, we are unfortunately seeing Tim stuck on 2 land. That is going to go really bad against this Thief of Sanity. Although, interestingly enough, this is probably going to put a lot of permanents into the graveyard, which might allow the Lion Mane Sash to get really, really big and eventually suit up and do something with something.
That's true. Every time that Lion Sash exiles a permanent from a graveyard, it does get a +1/+1 counter.
Yes, and it can also equip to a flying creature, a lifelink creature, something like that. So with the counters counted. Okay, so we did utilize the Flooded Strand.
And he got a Triumph, which is actually important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're seeing some spicy spice out of Andrew. And again, this is a format where there is a lot of cool interactions with the 3-color decks, the 4-color decks, because of the Triumphs and the fetch lands. So it's going to connect. This is so Thief of Sanity lets you look at the top 3 cards, pick one, play it for the rest of the game at any CMC. Golly.
So we'll see. Hopefully we get a chance to see what Andrew drops. I know I saw a
Lauren
of the 3rd path.
Yep. There's a White Reclamation Sage, which is really good. That's what's taken against the Lightning Greaves. Again, one of my favorite cards in the cube. Right. It's the only thing I wish this cube had that does is Manglehorn, Mangle Dangle. That's what's missing.
Right. So we're setting that aside, saying this is something that was removed with Thief of Sanity, and we're now going to see Andrew deploy the Lorn of the 3rd path, probably taking care of the Lightning Greaves.
Bang bang.
Now I'm peeking at Andrew's list. Remember, Andrew passed a Mox Pearl.
Yes.
To Michael Kilberry. I think I know what he took.
Okay.
His second Mox Jet.
Or could it be the card right under that?
Or Ancestral Recall.
Both good choices.
3 pieces of power and Andrew Jab's deck along with Mox Ruby. Now, we haven't seen any of those, but we know those are lurking.
Wow. That's pretty good. I will also say, Lauren, Andrew Jabble Dabble doing the right thing, pulling out the Lauren from the sleeve to indicate it is not his, so don't accidentally shuffle in the wrong deck.
That's a heads-up play in Paper Magic.
Smart. Yeah. Smart. Don't have to worry about that on our wonderful sponsor, MTGO. They don't deal none of that. They give you the cards right back right away. Okay, so we're moving 2 counters, banging in for 4. With
3.
the
I think it's a 1.
Oh, excuse me, for 3.
1-1 here.
Sorry, yeah. So we're down to Andrew's down to 16, but in a pretty commanding lead. despite the life
I think,
situation.
and I think I saw a Thoughtseize in Andrew's hand,
Oh
but we might see that
my.
deployed now, which is going to be really excellent, as Tim is probably trying to form a game plan when he gets to his third land.
Is that a Lurrus?
It's a Lurrus, it's a
Oh.
Flicker Wisp, it's a Voice of
Oh.
Resurgence, and it looks like perhaps a prismatic ending.
And that's a the 3-mana, the 5-mana 3/3
Othari.
Othari. That is quite a hand. Unfortunately, not enough mana to play it.
What are you taking here?
I would happily take. I can't quite see all the cards.
Well, you can see
But
one.
I think I'm taking Lurrus.
Yeah, I think that's what I would take
Is that
too.
what? Is that a Is that the one?
I believe
that,
we have Recruiter of the Guard,
Yeah, Recruiter,
Lurrus,
okay.
Flicker Wisp,
That's what I thought it was.
Othari, Prismatic Ending,
Although
and
actually,
Voice of Resurgence.
Maybe you take the 3/1 because you want the more that 2/2 can get in there, the more answers you're gonna have, the more options you're gonna have. I think I rescind my previous notion. If you take the and also again, there's a tension between Lurrus and the equipment because he's already removed so much from the graveyard.
Jabs agrees with you. Takes
Okay.
the Flicker Wisp.
I like it. The jabble dabble, putting out the rabble, and good guy Tim leaving the cards out. That's what you like to see.
That's the type of thing we
Would you
get
see
at
that after
CubeCon.
Pro Tour, top 4
Absolutely
Pro
not.
Tour?
The respect between these players to help each other
If
out.
it was
Look,
maybe Dom Harvey does,
we're
but
playing. No. Actually, not. Dom even said that in the booth. That said that everyone was in this mindset, including him.
yes. No, I meant maybe at the Pro Tour Dom would leave his cards out. Because good guy Dom
such a
Harvey.
good guy. That's so true.
Mhm.
All right, we're going to see another land out of Jabs, and we're going to see a 5-drop, which is
Oh,
the Might Stone and the
that-
Weak Stone. Going to give the Lion Sash -5/-5. Going to send it to the bin.
Wow.
And Tim's needs to land this turn, or the game is very close to being over.
So what do you make of the mites? What do you make of this right here? This is spicy. What is going on in this deck?
Well, that's not in Jabs' deck. That's in Tim's deck. That was the second hit off of the Thief of Sanity. So we're going to continue to see exactly what you said. We're going to find answers. Jabs doesn't need to play his own cards. He's going to play Tim's.
That's right. That's pretty good. Now we did see. I believe we saw an Urza, right? Did we see the one for the 2/4 Urza in this dress? So maybe there's the combo can make it a. Oh wow. Okay. So
Well, let's see. So we have a Wasteland, which is saying you might not have a non-basic now, but rest assured, when you do,
You
it will
won't.
only be for a very short period of time.
yeah. Wow.
Oh my goodness! Kolagut's
Wow,
command,
wee-wah.
which is going to take 2 damage to this Lurrus, going to make
Like
Othari
evolved.
be exiled, which it can come back in the event that there's a rebel. But I think instead we're going to see a serve for 7 across the red zone, going to cut
Wow.
Tim's life total in half.
Golly.
And now,
And-
the Thief of Sanity keeps coming. All right, looks like we see a Figure of
Wow.
Destiny, a Adonto Vanguard, and a Plane. Thief of Sanity notably cannot play lands, so you're only going to be able to play the other 2 options, and we're going to see Adonto Vanguard go under the Thief of Sanity to be played. Probably, it's going to get deployed next turn. It's a great attacker. That's what Andrew's interested in doing. We're going to see a Recruiter of the Guard from Tim to try to find some
Oy.
answer for a single white, or the game could quickly be over.
And that prismatic answer is looking pretty rough right here. 1 mana, Hachimachi.
Right.
This is, by the way, prismatic ending. What a cool design of a card. Hey,
Love it.
Well, tell us about it. What do you like about it?
Well, Prismatic Ending, so it's I really like it in combination with something like Leyline Binding, which we know Tim has.
True.
So it really encourages this white splashing to go into other colors, and especially now in the realm. All right, we're seeing a prismatic ending for 1 on what?
I don't understand. Wait.
Exile target. So a legal play.
It is. Yeah. I think that was maybe
no,
just a.
no, this was willful from Tim.
Okay.
I want to try to find out. I want to try to find out why Tim did this. He specifically tapped a white and targeted that and acknowledged, because Jabs looks like he was like, it's not going to kill it, and he nodded. Would there be a reason that Tim, maybe he has a balance, would try to get rid of cards in his hand? I'm going to see. We're going to take a peek at Tim's
A balance
deck
would
list.
be pretty good.
That's going to be my deck. My guess.
Balance would be good, but I mean, even if there is a balance here, Jabs can still get Jabble Dabble can still get through with the Creep and Tar Pit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I think Tim is a heads up enough player to know that's not going to do it. But he's going to go down to 2, and that's going to be it for game 1. Yeah, we're going to see a blocker deployed, but we know that only Voice of Resurgence is in his hand. We have 2 lethal attackers, both in Creeping Tar Pit, as well as that Thief of Sanity going to come across the red zone and get this very first game for Andrew Jabs. Andrew Jabs says, if you're not going to concede, I'm going to kill your land on the way out, buddy.
Ouch. Even knowing all the cards in hand. All right. GG's. Wow, Jabs is not kidding. This deck is for real, ferocious.
All right, yeah, and yeah. Why don't you go ahead and give those cards back? Give those cards back to Tim here because Andrew mainly used Tim cards against him.
Yeah, that was pretty one-sided. Again, the mana screw, the lack of diversified mana, making it a rough time. On the other hand, it was really nice to see Thief of Sanity get some uninterrupted time in, and actually taking the 3-1 quite good as it turned out.
Yeah, the Lauren. Yeah, that actually.
The Flicker Wisp.
Oh, the Flicker.
As opposed to the 3-2.
The Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
Taking the Flicker Wisp.
Yeah, pretty good. Because having that 2-2 draw so many cards was certainly relevant.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Changed the context of the game.
Yeah.
You were right on about that.
So we like that play. Good job. Do we have? I don't know if we have a backup match, and I think we're just gonna stick with this one. If it ends really quickly, we might go to the other match later.
Well, we still got at least one more, maybe 2.
Yes.
But in the meantime, I want to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell you about our exclusive sponsor for CubeCon University.
Ooh, tell me more. I love learning.
That's Card Castle.
Oh.
Card Castle, thank you to them for sponsoring. We had 2 panels here at CubeCon. CubeCon University, they're the premier collection management platform for Magic players and collectors.
Yeah, they are.
You're both of those. You have Magic cards. You're playing and collecting.
Oh yeah, but it's such a hassle to sort them into a system where I know where they are and how many I got of stuff and how to even order them alphabetically, stuff like that. So I don't know what to do.
Well, I can tell you what to do. You go and use Card Castle because you can merge the physical and the digital.
Tell me more.
You can just take your phone. You got your phone right here?
Oh, I do. I'm
Boom.
watching chat right here. Bang, bang, bang.
I know you are, and you could use your phone to catalog your entire collection. You could build a cube on there and manage that cube. You can even make sure all your prices for your cards in your collection are up to date.
How?
You just simply take your phone and you scan your cards. You scan your cards.
That is incredible.
Your phone has a camera?
Yes.
You're in.
Very good.
That's all you need.
All right.
That's all you need. Free your mind from the chaos and the clutter of your collection. Join the thousands of Magic players organizing their cards with Card Castle.
Yes. Huge thank you to Card Castle, one of our premier sponsors, our Mythic level sponsors. You believed in us. You were very helpful. You sent some cool stuff our way and also helped support the event. Thank you. Thank you. CubeCon couldn't happen without you. And if you don't I have a lot of cubes.
Right.
It is a lot of work to manage, and you don't remember, did I put this over here? Did I put that over here? Having a system that you can just do from your phone is so awesome and so brilliant. I would, again, I could just say as a sponsor, okay, these are, this is that. But I will say from a personal perspective, it is dope. So
I was actually, before we hooked up with Card Castle to be a sponsor for our CubeCon University stuff.
CubeCon U?
I was not familiar with them. And I'm someone that some of you probably know that are watching this famously is a big fan of spreadsheets.
Yes.
So my cube lists.
We call him Justin Spreadsheet Parnell for a reason.
My cube lists are all on a Google Sheet.
Yep.
I did upgrade from Excel because Google Sheet you can access. I can access from my phone. But I think I'm going to give Card Castle a try. I legitimately am. And not just because they're our sponsor. I have been sold reading this ad over the 4 weeks. They've talked me into it.
It will make your life a lot easier. As a cube curator.
I know. I am going to use it exactly for that.
You know what? I'm going to take it a step further. It's possible it's the best life decision one could ever make.
It's possible. Only one way to find out, and that's download Card Castle.
Yes. We also see a wonderful squirrel walking by. I'm going to give a little story behind that while we're waiting.
Okay, go
So I was contacted by a couple people who were not able to come because of their military obligations, and because the military is, in America anyway, really, really bad about time, like, getting stuff on a timely manner and da-da-da. So anyway, they didn't think they were able to come because of their obligations, but
Right.
when they
Thanks, buddy.
yes, when they were able to finally get the okay that they could get it free, we're already sold out. So we made the CubeCon Lite passes, partially because of interest like that, and also for other reasons. We had some openings. Anyway, they came here. I don't know why this is, but they both dressed in squirrel suits and shark suits,
Okay.
which is awesome. I don't know why. They just like
Yeah.
doing it, and got some great times in.
Okay.
Top 64. I believe one of them got 40th. Can't remember the
Nice.
other. And just had a total blast. We were able to accommodate them, and the military thing did, and that they were able to get off in the right time or this or that. So awesome. Back to the game.
All right.
We got the Jabber Dabber on the draw. We got
Right.
Tim taking a look. Hopefully a better mana situation. Although sometimes when you're looking this hard at the cards, it means you're stuck on 2 mana. Do I risk it for the brisket to go? Okay, we're in it. By the way,
Well, you know what? How about 2 mana on the first turn as he deploys a Mox Emerald to put one of the best attackers in the cube onto the battlefield on turn 1 in a Danto Vanguard?
Seems good, especially compared to a Steam Vent on the draw. Now, what type of Mox is that? What type of Mox Emerald is that?
That's a beta Moxer. I
Beautiful.
believe all of the black bordered power here is beta, not alpha.
Beautiful. Love to see it.
Which honestly,
That's pretty cool.
I'm a bigger fan of beta than alpha personally.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You need the consistent corners. Knock if you buck.
That's exactly right.
This is quite the start. Hachimachi.
My
Now
Danto
this.
Vanguard going to come in for 3, going to get +2/+0 when it attacks, and then we're going to deploy a Voice of Resurgence and Figure Destiny.
And a couple buddies joining the fray. This is exactly what we're looking for Tim. Andrew really on the back foot. He's still at a healthy 17.
You know what I peeked in his hand? Yeah, Mox of his own.
Ooh, okay,
Andrew
we're still
says,
in it.
You're going to jump up
You got
one.
power.
I want to jump up
I got
one.
power. Oh my. Well,
The card that won the game for Andrew last game.
that's pretty good. Although even it's not necessary. We still have a pretty healthy clock. So let's say we swing in there for 7, down to 10. Next turn we can pump again. If we deploy one more threat, this is a tough board state for Andrew, even
right.
with the additional 3 cards.
Tim attacking for 6. We know that Figure Destiny can make itself into a 2/2, which it does right now. And Andrew going to take 7 down to 10. Thief of Sanity,
Wow.
great attacker, poor block.
That's okay. Now we have a 3rd white source. If we want to pump the Kithkin into a 4/4, put in the
Gonna need to do that with a mana source. That's
okay.
right.
There we go.
Path to Exile, aggressively used like it was in the last game. Did not work out last game.
Although this time it's on the upkeep or
Well,
possibly draw step.
It's on the It's on the upkeep or draw step, and more importantly, it's with a significant amount of pressure.
Yes, and also not turn 1. So it's a or whatever turn that was. I guess his turn 1.
It was Tim's turn 1, and now Andrew on the back foot. I mean, we are currently have 7 power coming across, and here's the thing: we can add 2 to that.
Yep, with Kithkin.
The Figure Destiny can turn into a 4/4. That's going to be 9 power. Put Andrew to 1.
No more fetch lands.
Yeah, exactly. We're just going to turn off fetch lands, turn off potentially if there's a Force of Will or anything else that costs a life. So this is Andrew's. This turn needs to be meaningful. It can't just be land pass. We got to do something.
Now Andrew does have more power in the deck, right?
Andrew does have more power in the deck.
So we could see a tremendous turnaround here, but oh my!
Oh, we got
wow.
something. Now I said there's got to be a big play. There's not many bigger plays than saying, I'll play the 1 ring. You can try to deal me as much damage as you want. 1,000? No problem. I'll stay at my
Golly.
same life total.
Okay, so the One Ring is a 4-mana legendary artifact, indestructible. When the One Ring enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you gain protection from everything until your next turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life for each burden counter on the One Ring. You can tap it at any point to put a burden counter on 1 ring, then draw a card for each burden counter. So first turn draw 1, second 2, third 3. Wow. Although at 9 life, it is
It's not infinite. It's not infinite. And
it's definitely not infinite.
No.
Although I just thought of it. What about Mind Over Matter with the One Ring? How about that?
That will draw your whole deck, and you could likely use your cards to untap all of those. That would be good if
I just
Andrew
came up
has
with
Mind
that.
Over Matter. I don't think it's in the cube.
I don't think so.
You know,
but I like that idea.
For context, I will double check. In my vintage cube, I actually do have that combo.
That's awesome. Can we? I did not even think about that before. Can we put Mind Over Matter on the screen, production? I have not thought about that card for a long time. It is blue,
Yeah.
blue, 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 2. Choose and discard a card. Tap or untap target artifact, creature, or land. So you simply discard a card. You tap the One Ring, draw a card, discard a card, untap it, tap it, draw 2 cards. Discard one of those, untap it, tap it, draw 3. You can go through your whole deck quite quickly. Bang, bang, bang.
You sure can. Andrew going to take the opportunity to draw 2 cards with the One Ring, which is going to basically put a suspend 1 on a shock to his face next turn.
Wow. This is... Well, I wonder, does Andrew have ways to get rid of the One Ring, though? Because
he does.
Oh,
let me tell you, he has it in Duretti Ingenious Iconoclast.
Oh my!
And he's going to do that exactly now.
Wow.
I like to call this the Spaghetti Man.
Duretti Spaghetti. You love to see it. Wow. Okay, so 1 black red for a 3 loyalty planeswalker.
Oh
no!
This is a bad. This is a bad news.
Wow.
So we have a Restoration Angel coming out, which is going to take out the Figure of Destiny, which maybe have been blinked. But here's the problem. We're still attacking for 8.
Yes.
Figure of Destiny did reduce the amount of damage taken by 1, but Andrew was not expecting it, and it has a planes left up, likely to go down to 1 life with no other cards to be able to cast. That's bad news.
That's bad news. In my part of the world, we call that the bad news. This is really tough now. I don't know how...
Another tap land.
Andrew could, and also even if there's some sort of board wipe, a damnation, we still have a threat on the table.
Right. Because, well, we actually have 2 threats.
Or 2 threats.
Adonto Vanguard will stick around, and Figure Destiny's just going to spit out a 2/2.
Yep.
So you're still looking, even with a sweeper, you're looking at 5 damage on the attack next turn. Tim in pole position here in the second round of our top 8 coverage.
Where I come from, they call this a tough situation.
Do they?
Yes, that's the nomenclature.
I wonder what they call it elsewhere.
Also, another cool thing about Duretti Spaghetti is having Moxen and letting, or any mana ramp, letting you do it right away.
So this is a heads up play. This is a heads up play, and we got a Mike Stone and a Weak Stone, likely to draw 2 cards. A heads up play from Tim, not putting Andrew to 1.
Yes.
But actually taking care of Duretti, because if you can't deal lethal.
Yes.
Deal with a threat that can provide blockers or be a removal spell.
Although, even if he was at 1 and did that, then okay.
And he's going to scoop it up.
There would still, to pay 4 mana to do that, there would still be enough threats to kill if he was at 1, and there was another Duretti token created. So,
but you know what?
But still the heads up. Yeah.
This
still play correctly.
Yeah, the heads up play, even, I mean, this is maximum safety, right?
Yeah.
Still going to play correct, even when it seems like, well, I probably have this, maybe put him down to 1, but makes more sense here.
Yeah, totally. And I think that I'm still. Can we pull up? Do you have the other deck? I'm still not quite sure.
I can tell you.
What's going on with Tim's deck exactly? I'm still very confused. Is it just aggressive?
Let's find
some
out.
Disruption and some card for. Why is Might Stone, Meek Stone in there? Whatever it's called.
Why is it in there? Well, it can cast a number of cards. It can cast Steel Seraph. That's in Tim's deck, and it can cast Palomir, the Orthic, the Orb. It can cast Lightning Greaves, which we saw.
Okay. I like Lightning Greaves. Is that
it can technically cast Cauldron Complete.
Okay.
Which we know is also in.
Well, I guess if you have 5 mana for, I guess that does track. Okay. Well, and I guess I can also equip Cauldron Complete.
It can.
So
it can move
there's that use.
So, but it's a colorless, flexible card. Now, Tim's deck is a little bit low to the ground. It's primarily white. He actually, honestly, doesn't really have much green. He had that Mox Emerald. That, I mean, truly one of the game. That's actually the power of Mox on the play in an aggressive deck. Lets you play 3-power creature, 2-power creature, back to back, and able to get in there before Andrew could even get a foothold on the game. You know, starting with that Steam Vents and not a lot else.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But primarily a white aggressive deck. There's a handful of other things, but it's a lot of white
Interesting.
cards. Yeah.
Well, I mean, with Mox, anything's possible. Plus,
Right.
I will say that Othari really does carry the day. That card is fantastic and does so much work and asks so little. Like being able to go 5 damage and then make 2 more 1/1s, 3 more. I mean, 2/2s, 3 more 2/2s. Like
Yeah, that card.
it is.
That card's pretty nuts.
It is
I'll give it
bonkers.
to you. It is
That
a
can do a lot of
very
work.
silly card.
Especially, is there any other ramp besides the Mox, or is that
Yes, there is. Might sound a weak stone.
okay?
No,
Well-
but no, not for Othari. It looks like we are just working with
So we-
the Mox Emerald.
We don't have any like Lana Royale for Birds of Paradise or nothing.
We do not have any other green cards. We have a Sylvan Caryatid.
Okay, but that's probably not the.
I don't think.
So we're just rocking the 2/2 that makes a star. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like we're basically working with Voice of Resurgence. I mean, maybe the Sylvan Caryatid is. He's got a Titan of Industry in his available to him. Technically, he's got Kitchen Finks, but that's doesn't need. Obviously, he's got mostly planes. That's going to be sufficient for that. So, yeah, it's mainly Voice of Resurgence. Now, to be fair, Voice of Resurgence good against Andrew. Got a lot of instant speed interaction.
Yes. It's
Good, but is it worthwhile to have in his deck to worry about staying in your hand if you can't cast?
I feel like these decks are stretched a little thin, and I'll say this is, especially people don't have a lot of experience with it. This Vintage Cube iteration is very, it's very easy to be derailed. Why? Because it doesn't have. Oh, okay. We're going back to. I'll finish that thought in a second. Let's see what we're popping off with.
Fixing's very easy. So
Fixing's
easy.
easy.
It can trick you sometimes.
Yes, and also it doesn't have. It's not as locked into linear strategy types as normal. It's not just like drafting all. It's much more flexible and modular, and that makes it more complicated if you're not used to drafting it, and can make it a lot harder. Where you think you're going one direction, go another, and then you just have. You don't have enough cards in your color. You gotta just jam it and make it happen. Okay.
Good cube design, but can be difficult for inexperienced drafters.
I actually think that's. I think it's a huge plus.
Yeah,
There is
I
a
do
li-
too.
Yeah, like in my cubes that I have played, I really don't like hyperlinear, like driving people towards specific lanes.
You want to give people the ingredients and see what they cook up.
Exactly. I want to see what's cooking. Do you smell what the cube is cooking?
Well, what I smell right now is 2 mulligans. to
Okay.
6. So
Hey.
best case scenario, Tim and Andrew are going to be on 6. 'Cause
you know
I
what's better
believe
than
they
one
have
mulligan?
2 mulligans. I don't want either of them to mulligan.
Actually, no mulligan. Yeah, I suppose
Yeah,
no
no
not as better.
mulligans, yeah.
But if you're gonna have one person do it, we'd like to have both.
Right.
Let's start. Let's keep this fight fair.
Caleb and I had a game on Wednesday where after I quickly dispatched him 2-0 in our draft, he was like, what if we just both mulligan to 3 and then play? So we did it.
Okay.
He won the mull to 3 game.
Yeah, that's his go-to. Don't let him trick you. That's a spider building its web.
I'd already beaten him.
He loves mulling to 3. He loves it.
Loves?
Loves bringing people in. That's his go-to move.
Oh, he's got to bring me down to his level. He did.
So how about, I just have to say, look at these beautiful play mats. Shout out to John of Cultic Cube. If you have not checked out Cultic Cube on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter, Twitter, check him out. Ooh.
We have an exploration on turn 1 off of a stomping grounds. The second follow-up plan is going to be a fiery islet out of Andrew Jabs.
But taking a lot of damage already. Taking probably at least 3 damage off of our first 2 lands when that one gets tapped.
And looks like we have a looks like we have
Another
a godless shrine on the left for Tim, but no turn 1 play.
Is that a wasteland? Is that wait, what?
We're tapping, drawing a card. Why play land when you can simply play box it?
No,
And
we've got both.
And
wow.
Well, he's gonna first deploy this wasteland, and he's gonna hold the strip mine in his hand. He doesn't want him to know that his next land is also not gonna do anything either.
Okay, so if there's is there Crucible Worlds in the deck? If we have Crucible, this is gonna be all but over. But wow. Double.
And strip mine is going to come down. One of my favorite cards in every single cube. It's just about in. I love a
Wow.
wasteland and a strip mine. I am that type of player.
Wow,
I'll be
Jabble
honest.
Dabble looking pretty good here. I mean,
I got good news for you or bad news. I'm going to show you a card.
Oh my, whose deck is that in?
This is in Andrew Jab's deck.
Oh
You want to show
no,
people what I'm showing you?
we see a Crucible. Can we get? Man, we see a Crucible on the board. Now, if the Crucible is on Tim's side, that would be quite good here. But we might see Crucible Exploration on Andrew's side. Hachi, Machi. Oh no, we're into the discard phase. Oh, the double strip mine too strong.
Yeah.
The
The good news is Andrew simply just deploying lands and passing. Good. And I'm putting good news in air quotes.
Okay.
Because it's not good news for Tim, but you know what? At least he's drawn his second land and deployed one of his best threats.
Yes, that is a resilient threat that Burst Lightning ain't going to kill it unless he chooses to. Interesting that the land gets played here instead of cycled. I wonder what that means. We want the full Burst Lightning?
Well, potentially, Andrew could have something that simply just costs 5.
Well, we got a grip full of cards. I mean, to me, I'm looking for that Crucible as quick as I can find it. That's just going to be bang bang here. So again, Crucible with Exploration and Strip Mine means that you can strip it, replay it, strip it, replay it.
Right. Yeah. If you haven't played any lands yet, and instead we see a pass,
Okay.
and then a Tithe Taker.
Okay.
Well, that's a 2/1 that has Afterlife 1, which means when it dies, you'll get a 1/1 black and white spirit in place of it, and during the time that it's alive, spells that Andrew's going to cast during Tim's turn and abilities are going to activate are going to cost 1 more.
Pretty good. Another resilient threat. Okay,
Tenacious Underdog.
That's interesting. That's going to potentially trade with this 2/1, but it has another ability.
It does Blitz. So Andrew can pay 2 black, pay 2 life to return it from his graveyard to the battlefield with haste, but you have to sacrifice it a turn. You get 3 damage in and draw a card at the end of the turn because whenever you sacrifice something with Blitz, that is what happens.
Why is that the physics? Why does that exist? What are the physics where if you're like running really fast and it dies, you get to draw a card? Like, why is that?
What's the flavor to that?
Yeah,
I actually don't know.
Why would that be?
We got a Flicker Wisp.
Oh, no.
What are we flickering here?
Oh, we're taking out that 3/2. We're going to bang in for 5 right here. Bang, bang, bang in that chicken wing.
I mean,
we
that's
got
the
some
only real option.
Well, and we got some evasive threats. We got them at 10. This is closer than it looks. Quite the start from Andrew, but Tim has got a grip full of cards, right? Got 3 lands. Let's see. Is there an answer? Oh, we saw Burst Lightning, right?
We're going to say 3 mana, and we're going to say a Containment Priest that's going to get flashed in.
Now, why does that cost 3 mana?
Because of Tithe Taker. So anything that Andrew casts on Tim's turn is going to cost 1 more.
Okay. Containment Priest can never contain these beats.
Now, here's the dangerous thing. If Containment Priest were somehow to live...
Yes. That would be pretty rough.
The Tenacious Underdog would never come back.
Can that 2/1 just throw it, just like drop?
Actually, your creature can
just beat me up, yeah. Is there a way that you can send out the message? Like he's on the battlefield, you're like, hey, I need you to just take one for the team.
Take one for the team.
Just like stop fighting. I don't think Dominaria has like cell phones or like satellite technology, right?
No.
Although maybe if they're on Neon, like maybe they could instantly relay information. If they had like a planeswalker could tell it, anyway.
All right, we see our 1/1 black and white spirit with flying comeback. Tenacious Underdog does. I would imagine this Burst Lightning is going to take out Flicker Wisp.
I think
that's the most dangerous threat right now.
I would go for that over the spirit in this situation. Let's see. We're probably just going to block. Yeah, do it now before untap plays land. It gets a 3/4 to blink it.
Yeah, we don't want any of that.
No, we don't.
Bad news.
Plus, if you blink it, they can Flicker Wisp out the Angel, then you can Angel out the Flicker Wisp.
Or even potentially even more dangerous, you Flicker Wisp out the Tenacious Underdog yet again and attack for 4.
And it does it till the end of the next turn.
Right.
Because of how the triggers work.
So
the timing.
Jab's coming in for 3 though.
Nice.
Knocking Andrew down from his lofty life total of 20, but I have to imagine there is something up his sleeve.
Yes, because why would you swing when you could just block? Unless for some, maybe the 3 damage isn't worth just blocking here. Maybe he just doesn't want to sacrifice a 3/2 for 3 damage here. Okay. So what is in store now? Maybe, let's see. What would you like to see here?
Tim wants to continue to apply the pressure. So I would imagine we just want, really any 2 or 3 power creature. We see it in Ndatha Triumph, which is going to provide that green mana to Tim.
Okay.
Steel Seraph.
Interesting.
Post-combat.
Post-combat.
Well, no, okay, I get this one, actually. And you're probably saying, why? Because you're going to trigger it. Well, so Andrew passed without playing. He only played Burst Lightning and then passed, right?
True.
So I would leave mana up to try to disincentivize him from leaving something up. It's not going to work. It actually did work out. It actually did work out. He got an extra damage in because with the Kolagon's command, took out the Steel Seraph and would have give Andrew a life back because it would not have attacked with that spirit.
Wow. That is the beats.
Right.
Golly.
So Andrew did have something. And now we're going to see a Thought Seize.
Oh, and there was the Altari. Although the rest of these threats are actually quite relevant.
Remember last time?
Life.
Remember that last time when Prismatic Ending was bad?
Yes.
Not the case here. He's got 4 colors of mana.
Not the case here. And even at 2 colors of mana, being able to going for interesting. So now we're gonna get to do the we're off to the races.
So Othari's gonna go to.
I don't know how Andrew's coming back from this. Is Tim gonna win?
Well, Othari's going to the graveyard, so he's not going to be able to attack with it. Not going to have another attacker outside of this Adanto Vanguard. But Andrew's, well, he can't bring it back. You need a Rebel to bring back Othari.
But we are able to swing in for 3.
Right.
We're able to remove the blocker. We're able to play a Grim Lavamancer or the equipment.
Or both.
Or
if we draw a land.
Oh, if we draw a land, correct.
If we draw a land, we could have both.
Yes, if that was a land, you can do both. And it's looking a little grim. I don't know how.
It's not, and I think Jabs has 1 card, and it's going to need to be a good one. I think we're going to start with this Prismatic Ending on the blocker.
Yep.
And that's just going to happen.
That's pretty good.
All right. Looking like we're going to cut the life total in half.
Okay. So this is a good move. It 1 uses the mana efficiently, and 2 presents 2 lethal threats.
Right.
So if there's a blocker here, we can still bink in for 3 or 3.
We're going to need a big draw, probably something like Ancestral Recall.
That ain't going to do it. That's why we played the other one.
That's not going to do
Although
it.
I guess that one, the Grim Lavamancer would have done to 2 because you shoot and swing for 3.
Right, yeah. Again, as we noted before, Thief of Sanity, good attacker, poor blocker.
Yeah.
Poor blocker. Now, let's see. Does Andrew have something?
The body language doesn't look like it to me. Looks like this is...
We're going to eat something. We're going to eat a permanent out of Andrew's graveyard. We're eating another permanent. And it's going to be both of those Wasteland Strip Mine. And this is going to be an incredible comeback.
Yes.
From Tim after Andrew Wasteland Strip Mine
on
turn 2 and turn 3. And Tim Myers is headed to the finals.
Beating 3 power, 3 times the power in deck. Don't call it a comeback. You've been here for years. This is incredible.
3. I mean, I might 3.5. I'm going to give Strip Mine a half.
Strip Mine is, and not only that, had the Strip Mine and the Wasteland and the Crucible Worlds. Wow. Hey, only a CubeCon.
And exploration with that.
Yeah. Especially after that start. Take out both your lands. You're discarding to hand size. You're doing nothing, no threats.
Oh,
slowly but surely working your way back in. Never giving up hope. Man, incredible. What a great match.
And what a fight back from Tim.
And going down to 3. I don't know if we have the other one queued up because that one took a while.
Yeah, we're going to find out if we have a backup match here. But yeah, well, I mean, what an incredible comeback. We are going to go see our backup match, and we know that. All right, we have. Oh boy, we're getting. We're gonna find out what the state is here.
The body language looks like I'm gonna say.
Well, this could be going to game 3. All right. So we have Ryan Leak.
Back to us.
Hey,
that was a quick one.
Seen you guys in a while. All right, so we're gonna go to game 3 to find our other finals. It's gonna be between Ryan Leak. Jonathan Leak. Ryan Leak is we're going to go with.
Yes, Ryan.
Ryan Leak.
Who is a very, very, very good Magic player. I've got the honor to play against him twice, both at the SCG Con and at CubeCon. And, great mind for the game. I think one of the co-designers of the Live the Dream Cube, or had some sort of input on it in that playtest group with David. I think.
That I do not know.
You will know that better than me. I think I remember us talking about. I think I remember him and I discussing that at our when we played last. Either way,
Either way,
I might be misremembering, but
he just
you'll know better than me.
took this game too, and I know I saw Black Lotus, and I saw some
Not
other
only
stuff.
Black Lotus, a beautiful beta Black Lotus.
Beta Black
wow.
Lotus. Wow.
What's the going price for one of those? Varies widely depending on.
More than this can of Spreckers.
Well, it's hard to put
Can't put a price on this.
yeah,
though.
hard to put a price on these guys. This
So
is
we know.
delicious and nutritious.
I'm gonna pull up Mr. Leak's deck here. So we know that Michael is on mono green and a very powerful mono green.
Yes. We got Channel, Eldrazi. We got even Channel into what's that other Expel Devastation?
Finale of
iteration?
Devastation.
Yeah, Finale of Devastation.
And Ryan's deck is very exciting. He has, I think we have a Storm deck here.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
We have High Tide.
By the way, mildly played Beta Black Lotus 28,000 on
So
TCG
that's
currently.
moderately played.
Moderately played.
Not mildly played.
What's the difference between moderately and mildly?
There's no such thing as mildly played.
There's
you
mild
just made
salsa.
that up.
I make up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
There's mild salsa.
There is. And if you
There's-
had that on your Black Lotus, it would neither be mildly played nor moderately played. It would be damaged.
That's fair. Well, does it depend? What if it was spicy salsa?
It would be
Does it-
extra
would that-
damaged.
But extra spicy.
But extra spicy. You can still
So-
cast it.
Hey, you can still
You
eat
still
it.
put it in your cube.
You can still use it as a salsa dispensary.
That is a
Device.
Jonathan Brostoff suggestion, not a CubeCon suggestion.
Not, yeah, I am not suggesting it, but it could be done.
Can
But I'm
be
not
done.
saying you should do it. But you
So-
could do it.
So, Ryan has Yawgmoth's High Tide, Lion's Eye Diamond, Demonic Tutor, Wheel of Fortune,
Okay.
Mind's Desire, Manamorphose, Tendrils of Agony, Echo of Aeons,
Do we have a? We said Lion's Eye Diamond.
Mhm.
Okay.
Black Lotus, which we saw.
Lotus and Lion's Eye Diamond. Wow.
Yeah.
This is.
And with the Echo of Aeons.
Yep. You get a free. In fact, one of
Pretty
my
solid.
favorite plays in this particular cube,
Okay.
as in anyone you can do it with though, but Echo Lion's Eye Diamond into Echo Eon's turn 1.
Yeah.
So your opponent doesn't know what they got going on.
Well, neither do you.
Yeah, you need to play land or something first.
We call that the forced mulligan.
Yeah. I love it.
We have
I love it.
the forced mulligan. So we are hopefully going to be going down for game 3. We could be doing some very, very heavy sideboarding here because we have not seen these two come back. Also a mana drain, which doesn't contribute necessarily to the Storm game plan, but quite a powerful card nonetheless. And
Yes.
we know that Michael is going to be on the play here with his mono green deck, and that's exactly where he wants to be.
Although it looks like Michael might be going down. It kind of looks like a mulligan to me. Both body language and he's still shuffling. And also, is Brainstorm? I mean, Brain Freeze. You said in this. It's just tendrils.
I don't think so. I think it's just tendrils.
Tendrils, my desire. Okay.
Tendrils. Now, he's got a lot of ways to find it. There's also a mystical tutor.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
Number of ways to find it.
Not mad at that.
Not mad at that.
This is. Oh, are we going
Are
down?
we going to 5? Is Michael going to 5? That's going to
Whoa.
be a really frustrating way for his tournament to end, if that's
Now,
the case.
There's also another theory that I subscribe to. As we talked about last time when we cast on this, there was another mono green deck, which is Channel, 2 Forests, Eldrazi combo. This might just be so, sometimes.
That's a 4-card combo could
yeah,
win the game.
sometimes you just want to go to your combo.
Right.
Or it could even be 1 Forest, 1 Elf.
Right.
But sometimes you just want to go to your combo and just get like,
Well,
there we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, let me tell you, we have some Forest, some Rofilos, and some other cards. So, looks
Bang,
like this
bang.
is just the. I can't tell if it's a Multi 5 or Multi 6. Looks like
Looks
it is
like
a Multi
5.
5.
Yeah.
So we have Forest, Rofilos, and then whatever else Michael has is gravy for him. And he is going to start with that Forest, as Ryan has a choice between a Watery Grave, tapped, most likely, and a Volcanic Island.
Wow.
Gonna go with the Watery Grave, untapped. I can't quite see what is in his hand, what we're going to deploy with this. We know it's not a Thought Seize. It's going to Candelabra.
Candelabra.
Taunos.
Candelabra. Buck.
All right.
Okay,
There's
off to
Rofilos.
the races. Bang,
There's
bang.
Rofilos. And we know we have in Ryan's deck a High Tide, which is going to contribute to
Yes.
that Candelabra being powerful mana engine.
Were you when you were coming up? Was Candelabra a big card for you?
Well, no, but yes, at the same time.
Okay.
Big card in what way?
Did it have a big impact in your play group?
I was the only one that had one, and I had it in my Tolarian Academy deck. I only had one,
Makes sense.
and it was really good with Tolarian Academy.
Okay, so we're going for Manamorphose here. Interesting. Oh, drew the Lion's Eye Diamond. Could we see some fancy schmancy buck? Well, that's the other thing too, is that no matter what Michael's doing, he can get all this power on the board, all this cool stuff, like making it happen, and then out of nowhere we could see Ryan just, turn it on and win it, in the drop of a hat. So what mana are we at? We're trying to get Demonic Tutor on.
We have a Demonic Tutor. Ryan has a Demonic Tutor in his hand.
Yeah, is that what's going on here?
We don't exactly know what colors of mana. I would imagine we're going to find out it is Demonic Tutor. So we have black and something else.
Something else.
And obviously Ryan doesn't have to show Michael what he's getting. Demonic Tutor lets you get any card out of your library. Could be going for that High Tide. As we know, there's two islands. Could be another one, and that could jump Ryan up to a significant amount of mana very quickly.
How much mana is that?
Well, right now it would only be 3, which is not very helpful.
Well, if we High Tide, tap for 4.
Well, we would have to have more islands.
Yeah, if we High Tide, tap for if we play an island.
Yeah, if we play an island,
tap for 4, untap 3, go to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 7.
7.
So we could do like Echo of Eons or something.
Well, you could do. You could probably.
Time Spiral?
I mean, you could. Yeah, he doesn't have a Time Spiral.
Huh?
He doesn't have a Time Spiral.
Oh my, that's another forest. You know what's really good with Rofalos? Prime time.
Primeval Titan.
Let's go.
And I bet this is going to get a Forest and a Gaia's Cradle.
Seems good.
The only other land that's going to produce more than 2 mana, because essentially every forest is going to produce 2, and we do see the Gaia's Cradle on Michael's side.
Pretty
Just because
good.
the operation of his deck is somewhat simple doesn't necessarily mean it's any less powerful.
Yes, even on a mull to 5, we are really in the driver's seat here now. Although,
and Michael's totally fine with this. This mull to 5 was not a big deal to him.
Yes,
he found the cards he needed: Forest, Roflos, and then what else?
and
whatever else
races.
He wants.
Any threat, and also again, Ryan is playing a deck where just out of nowhere he can just completely take this down. Now again, this is round 2. The back of oh my!
We have a Toxic Deluge,
Machi.
And this is likely going to go for 6. Take out that Primeval Titan and Roflos. That's exactly the case. We're going to put Ryan down to 12.
And put Gaia's Cradle down to 0. Yeah. That is a big deal.
Worse than a Forest now.
Yes. Wow.
Now, that probably won't be the case for long. All right, it's back to Forest
Back
level.
to at least Forest.
Yeah, so.
Possibly Morist.
Yeah.
Okay.
But.
That buys a lot of time.
Yeah,
wow, what a play.
Michael only has 1 card left in hand, and we do see.
We
do see more mana. And, I think there's a chance that Ryan, as a heads-up play, got that Toxic Deluge with the Demonic Tutor. Probably aiming just to get Roflos. That might be one of the only only removal spells in his deck, and says, well, whatever he gets, whatever he casts, I will be able to get both of them.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, no.
We're going to see a channel.
Oh, no.
Using his mana this time.
Oh, no, that's a Finale of Devastation. Wow.
And if this doesn't meet a counter spell,
wow.
This doesn't mean a counterspell. This is likely going to be the game.
Oh.
Finale of Devastation. We're going to see. We're going to see exactly what happens to Michael's life. So it's going to go to 10. So X is going to equal 10 straight up. So we have a creature coming into play, and all of his creatures are going to get +10/+10 in haste, which is going to be it for Ryan if he doesn't have anything else.
Well,
and this is a heck of a way to win if this is the way that Michael ends it.
Yeah, this is quite the top 4. Okay,
so
is that a
well? It's going to get haste. It's going to get haste. So now, if this dies, we're still going to take out 2 of his permanents, and the hand goes across the table.
Woo!
Michael lets out a sigh of relief as he's going to the finals with mono green.
That's incredible. What a match. Michael getting it done. That is incredible. Michael going to the finals.
Channel doing it.
Channel getting it done. Again, it's exactly the play I called earlier. Channel has a lot of versatility. Even sometimes when you got Craterhoof, Baloth, and Green Sun Zenith, sometimes you just need 3 green to summon a Craterhoof.
Craterhoof is very powerful. and this was, I don't know. I'm going to check and see if Michael even has Greater Hoof. But I think his decision to get the Woodfall Primus there made a lot of sense. Going to take, in case it doesn't work out, you're going to take your
Slaughter
opponent
Pact
off. You're going to take your opponent right. You're going to take your opponent off of some resources.
Yep.
Important when they're working with Candelabra. You might have seen a High Tide earlier in the game. Let's find out if a hoof is lurking.
So riddle me this.
Not the case, but
Still
matters little for Michael.
little. So this was fantastic. What an incredible match.
So
riddle me this. You're on the play, green, you play into a, let's say, swamp. So you play forest, they play swamp. No. You play forest, they play creeping tar pit. You play forest, play channel.
All right.
And the only card you can cast is Walking Ballista. How big do you go?
So Walking Ballista, if you put 10 into it, it's a 5/5.
That's
if
right.
you put 18 into it, it's a 9/9.
True.
So I would probably go. Is this game 1?
Yes. No information.
Yeah, I would probably go to. They play a. So 2, 7. I would go to. I would spend 12 life and make it X equals 6.
Okay.
So.
That's pretty good.
Reason for that is something goes wrong. Still going to take them 3 attacks with Creeping Tar Pit to hit me.
Yep.
If I go to 6, that's only 2 attacks.
Yep.
And that is still
a 2-turn clock.
Yeah.
Yep. I like it.
Yeah,
Good
so
answer.
That's my number.
Chat, what says you? What number do you go to?